Hello and welcome back to Hourglass of Wine. This is our promised part 2 of German wine for WSET Level 3. We decided to break up Germany into 2 videos to give the proper gravitas to the country, as it really is an important one to nail for the exam. In part 1, we covered geography, grapes, and the laws, and now we are going to master the regions. So if you haven't, go check out part 1, and when you are ready, let's get started looking at some German wine regions. The Mosel. Running along the Mosel River, this wine region has some of the steepest vineyards in the world, and certainly in Europe. The region is relatively short compared to the length of the river, which will switch back from the south all the way up where it meets the Rhine River in the north. In the southern portion, the region will also cover the tributaries Saar and Ruhr that will lead into the Mosel River. However, the most famous region is considered to be what is called the Middle Mosel. Steep slopes that lead down to the river and slate rocks making up the vineyards will work together to moderate the cool weather, trapping extra heat for the vines. But still, we are going to be left with Rieslings that are lighter embodied than other parts of Germany. They are acidity driven and show more green fruits and floral notes on the nose than the palate. Famous town names that we can look for can be Piesport, Bernkastel, and Traben-Trabach. Some famous vineyards we can look for are Sonnehor, Wedlen, and Kalmont. Only Riesling can be made into GG wines here. Rheingau. This region runs along the north bank of the River Rhine as it makes its L-shaped bend from a more vertical direction to the horizontal direction until it reaches the River Main. Our most prestigious production is going to be focused around the towns of Johannesburg and Rudesheim to the west and Hoheim and Main to the east. Our best vineyard sites will be facing the river with the south exposure, keeping the protection of the Taunus Hills to the north. While GG wines can be made from both Spätburgunder and Riesling, we want to focus on the Rieslings here. Some of the very best Beerenauslese and Trockenbeerenauslese Rieslings are to be found in the Rheingau, but most Rieslings will be made dry with a medium body and lots of peachy flavors. Nahe. Nahe is centered around the river of the same name, bordered on one side by the Rheinhessen, and reaches up to the north to touch the Rheingau in Rudesheim. In fact, from the Niederwald Monument in the Rheingau, you can see the Nahe region. Surprise! Riesling is the most planted variety here and the only GG permitted one. But we are going to see it in a kind of middle ground. A little fuller and riper than the Mosel, but still lighter and more acidic than Pfalz, Rheingau, and Rheinhessen. Franken. In Franken, we step a bit outside of the typical German wine stereotypes. Our farthest east region, we will see not only a unique bottle come up, a strange flask-like one, but we are going to see Riesling usurped by Sylvaner. In warmer sites, the frost-sensitive Sylvaner is considered to be top dog, where early flowering and ripening helps it to reach an intensity and quality unique to the area. You will see a lot of good quality Spätburgunder as well, and GG wines can be found not only from Spätburgunder and Sylvaner, but also Riesling and Weissburgunder too. Rheinhessen. The largest wine area of Germany, the Rheinhessen, has not always been known for quality. However, this is changing, and now the Rheinhessen is making a new name for itself. While Riesling and Müller-Thurgau are the top plantings, with Riesling being the only white GG allowed wine, there is actually a large percentage of black grapes grown, like the GG allowed Spätburgunder, and we also see Dornfelder and Portugieser too. Rieslings will vary greatly in quality throughout the region. However, the fullest bodied ones are going to come from an area called the Rheinterrasse on the far east of the region, where it butts up against the River Rhine, as the River Rhine is again in a vertical position. Pfalz. Starting from the southern border of the Rheinhessen, Pfalz will stretch down all the way to the French border and is actually sort of like a continuation of Alsace. In fact, the bordering mountains here, called the Hart Mountains, are actually the German side of the Vosges Mountains from Alsace. So similar to Alsace, we are going to see dry and warm weather, at least when we compare it to wet and cool regions like the Mosel. Towns like Forst and Deidesheim are rather centrally located and where the steep slopes will allow for a rather full-bodied style of Riesling. Riesling is, as typical in Germany, the most planted variety. We will see it as a GG, but Also GG will be the Weißburgunder and Spätburgunder. In fact, we are going to see a large variety of grapes from here, from Müller-Thurgau to Grauburgunder, Weißburgunder, but also black grapes like Spätburgunder, Dornfelder, and Portugieser. Baden. Long and skinny, Baden is both the most southern and the warmest region. So naturally, we find our highest alcohol and fullest bodied German wines. Most and the best vineyards are found on the old volcanic soils of the Kaiserstuhl, near the same named town and the town of Tuniberg. Here in this warmer region, we see Spätburgunder take flight, where it is the #1 planted grape variety of high quality. But honestly, we see a whole host of grapes being permitted for GG wines too, and most German grape varieties are grown here. And now we have officially wrapped our German wine for WSET III. What is a key to remember for Germany is the cool climate, wonderful diversity in sweetness levels from dry to dessert sweet, and that Riesling is king at all those levels of sweetness. And don't forget to throw in a mention of Spätburgunder here and there too. Please leave a like below if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more wine content. Whether you be an old hand at wine or a newbie, good luck with your WSET studying. You can continue that with this video. I'll see you there. Bye. Our best vineyards will be found on south-facing slopes between the towns of Schlossbockenheim. Our best vineyards will be found on south-facing slopes between the towns of Schlossbockenheim and Bad Kreuznach. No, that's not right. Is there a good Kreuznach too?